This is where all the camera and everything happens.
I thought Polaris has been here like hundreds of times, but I guess not everybody. Huh?
Not here.
Yeah. Good morning, Polaris. We are live on another NSL Talk session, and a little surprise visit happening here. The Norwegian national forward team in the female category, Polaris, bronze medal winner of the World Cup this year, is visiting India for a training camp. How was your birthday party? Good one. Good one. Had her birthday yesterday.
Yeah, I remember it.
That was last night, so it was a good day probably to take a day off.
Yep. Yeah.
How was training so far? By the way, here's Mr. Gary Smith.
Hello.
Hi, Gary. And he has taken. You're not the real coach actually for Polaris. What happened? What's up with Mr. Stefano Hamiltoni?
He's been fired. No, Steve is the coach. I'm very fortunate to be taking the slot just for this camp. I believe Steve was not available, so I've had some comments with Steve, and we've discussed what we think they should be doing on the camp, and then I'll give him a full report after the camp. But he is still the official coach, and very lucky man.
So you're enjoying your job, you say?
Yeah, it's going great. I mean, it's a fun scenario to come in just for 7 days of jumping. We have 4 days on, a day off, and hopefully 3 more good days. And we try and make 80 to 90 jumps. We've made 50 already. So in that sense, very successful. Very difficult in a way because, of course, I can't say I've changed too much, but the girls are hearing different inputs, and they're open to all ideas, and so it's a difficult scenario where we are, but it's the beginning of the 2012 program, really.
It's a very interesting scenario at the same time as you are also actually the head coach for the German team ISB Air.
Yes.
So you are a spy at the same time here, or
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. But yes, I'm spying. I'm checking out the opposition. No, the ISB girls are actually in a meeting in the next week or so planning, so we'll hear hopefully very soon on their plans.
So they're very close to the comeback.
Yes. Sarah I have seen, and I saw her flying in the wind tunnel in Bottrop, but she was more free flying than belly flying to give the back a break. But no, she's looking very strong and healthy and very positive.
Well, thanks for that German update. Now let's ask Polaris actually. How much do you know about how do you look at your opponents this year? You didn't really see the German team, but do you see them as a contender for you next year? You've put yourself in the position of a top contender now, I would say. What do you think?
Of course, they would be silly to not believe in themselves.
Yeah. So how do you see your competition? Somebody, Trude, come on, you're the most experienced. Tell us about your competition in the female event.
Well, we have a lot of strong teams, I would say. The German team, they were very strong in 2010. We didn't see them, unfortunately, in 2011. But I don't think they're weaker when they come back. They've been training, maybe not together, but all of them have been jumping. So yeah, I believe they are even stronger than they were.
Okay.
The US team, yeah, we already know that they are in a stronger position than they were this summer. They had a very good meet at the US Nationals.
So you followed that on the NSL news, I guess, the US National.
And the French team, we've heard some rumors that they maybe have one new girl in the team, but I don't think they will be. Maybe they need a little bit training to be where they were, but not much. So they're a very strong team too.
Well,
The
it's
UK
interesting
team,
that there are not many teams, with the same lineups. You are actually the only medal winner, this year's medal winner, who continues with the same lineup. We talked about the US team, 15.3 in a meet in July, I believe, or so. 16.3, also a point higher at the World Cup, where you beat them. And now 17.1 or something at the Nationals, is that right? You know that better than me.
15.3 in Germany and
16.
17.4.
Oh, so there was another meet in between. There was a Carolina meet actually, where they had the 16 average and something. So is that kind of? Are you impressed?
Yes, yes. They look sharp.
So they will probably make life difficult for you next year and for as well.
Being a full-time team and all that. It will make life very difficult.
So you could all join the Norwegian military then, like truly, you are.
Been there, done that.
Not that you're still. Everybody has a job. Christine, what are you doing?
I work in kindergarten.
Oh, wonderful. And Ellen, what's your job?
I'm a student.
You're a student. What are you studying?
And forestry.
What is it?
Forestry.
Forestry. All right, very good.
She's a heiress
A heiress.
for a big forest.
Oh.
So I kind of do my master thesis now. Yeah.
So you're keeping the nature in Norway intact.
Now I cut the trees down. So
You
no.
cut them. And Sissel is a pilot. You're flying as Thorstein is your boyfriend, fiancé.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No ring.
Come on, Thorstein. Bring it on.
So how much training can you put together this year? Or what's planned actually from here on? We have like approximately a year before the World Championship in Dubai. What do you think?
He's calling already.
Hi, Thorstein. What are you planning from here on? Is that a secret, or we'll find out anyway? Because you're very busy on Facebook, so everybody can follow you anyway. What's the plan?
Why are you looking at me? Well, we plan to do 500 to 600 jumps before the World Meet. So it's pretty busy since everybody's working full time, and we'll try to get some more tunnel time than last year. And spread out through the year, not just in the winter season.
You want to win a medal?
Yeah.
Well, that's an honest answer. You won a medal already, so that's nothing really unusual.
Yeah,
right?
so I want to have 2 more. One for the European Championships next year and one in Dubai.
Those are 2 different competitions next year at 2 different locations. Usually they're combined, but this is different next year. And the European Championship is pretty much, it's just without the US team, right?
Yeah.
All the other top contenders will be there.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And you're not going to Dubai this year.
No.
So Gary, let me get back to you. What's your impression so far? After you spent the first 3 or 4 days with the team, and comparing.
Terrible. No, I've always said to Steve Hamilton, I said I complimented him last year. I think we all said in Germany that these girls had done a great job through the year, and of course compliments to Steve because he's done a great job with them, and they're good flyers. And they have to believe in themselves. They've got, let's say, 600 more training jumps. That's a lot, and I think as long as Steve keeps directing them the correct way, they'll go a long way. And it's a case of if they're fully prepared and they're ready, they can win a medal. You never know what's going to happen, and if you can keep pressure on those ahead of you, or handle the pressure if you're ahead, then it's anyone's game. It's exciting in the female race. I didn't know about Russia, but the French have a change, and yes, we know that they will make a lot of jumps. the US, the girls will make a lot of jumps, the Golden Knight girls. So it's going to be tough, but I think Steve's got a great project ahead of them, and from my point of view, they're a challenge to any team. I mean, why not? They can jump.
Where do you see the female event go? We have one new team, one new country actually coming in next year. I'm sure you know about this. Another Scandinavian team, Denmark, has a female team.
And Sweden.
Sweden?
Sweden as well. I know Joey is busy with its Swedish team, and I believe they've already had one change. But the little that I've heard is they've already filled the slot in Sweden.
But Sweden had one last year at the World Meet, right? They had a female lineup.
Yeah, sorry, in Russia, yeah, but not in Germany. Sorry,
yeah, in Germany, yeah. So Denmark, I believe, is a new nation coming into.
Yeah, I never had a female team in IPC. Or
do you know the team? Does anybody know the team?
No, some of them. Vibeke, we've known it for a long time.
Vibeke. I think NSL News introduced the team already at some point, but I don't have the details in my head right now. So what else is coming? What are you doing with the rest of the day now? You're off. You're getting back to training tomorrow and for another few days. What's the plan for today? Recovering from the birthday party from Gudrun's?
Yeah, that's top of my list.
I'm going horseback riding with Hannah.
Hi, very nice.
So I'll be jumping tomorrow in Trude's well.
Well, we can still join, and we have a competition this weekend, but unfortunately you're leaving too early. It will probably not going to fit in. But I will still need to know when are you jumping the US draw, the USBA draw?
We've done it.
You've done it.
Aha.
Aha.
You could say golden
We're
ball.
not a threat for anybody.
I will get those videos as soon as you're done here, right? So let me check the fair. Smile
for the NSL.
Not too bad. What do you know? Did you see it?
I've watched everything.
And, what do you think?
No, it was a tough meet for these girls. I mean, we were all the excuses about training and back-to-backs, but to add into all of that, we had changed some stuff. We experimented with exits and we took them, and they didn't have a great meet. But when they did,
you still beat them.
I won't say that. But, on some rounds where they did jump well, and Trude's commented, not one jump felt good. She never landed from one jump, and they beat the Golden Knights on some jumps.
All right.
But then sometimes when they did lose a jump, they lost by quite a lot too. So to be fair, I'll be open with it that the Golden Knights beat them on the draw, but we were experimenting with
Are you doing it again by the end, towards the end of the competition?
We don't have enough time. We have 3 more days to train, but I would recommend to Steve that they hit the draw again next year sometime. You know, but there will be hopefully then already the Shamrock draw, and there will be meets.
But we're going to do the Shamrock.
Yeah.
Here.
You are doing it or you're not?
Yes,
you are. Oh, right. Great.
So we're announcing it early this time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So we can. I'm sure the Golden Knights will be here if they hear that. I can almost guarantee that because we talked about this already at the nationals, in here. So that'll.
It will be great, and I'm hoping.
The French team will be here. Most
I haven't heard from the ISB girls at all about programming.
They would be here. Yeah.
I hope that they plan a camp in March. They did last year. That's when Sarah had the accident.
So we could have a little world meet here already in March. The first preview of the 2012 season. All right. Well, that sounds great. It sounds exciting. Thank you very much. I'll let you go now. That was torturing, probably. But thank you very much for taking the time and visiting, and have a good rest of the camp.
Thank you. Good.
Thank you.